I'm madder than a hatter. So here I am to do a reading and a channel message because, and I'm probably going to talk a bit about my personal stuff just because I got some just hot tea for y'all. And I got this feeling that y'all a bunch of nosy people just like me and you want to know what's going on. A storm's literally hitting right now. So when I started this, it was brighter. And then now a thunderstorm, like a massive storm is happening. And that usually, at least in my lineage, it shows up when I'm like enraged. And I'm enraged. I'm pissed off. I'm watching this dog. That's not mine. It's a family member's. That dog needs to have its muzzle on because it's been snapping at me. No matter what I do. No, see, it's getting darker, so y'all can't even hear me. So then I have to like pick you guys up and bring it to the window. This might be a sign about something. I'm gonna bring this deck because we need this deck. We're going on this fun journey together. Whew, I've been surrounded in my life by a bunch of narcissists. And I don't use that term loosely, so you know, I have to figure out how it's gonna fit, but we're all gonna figure it out together. This is the brightest spot that I could put. I just moved to this new place, so everything's all over the place. It's a flippin' mess. This isn't even my house. This is a family member's house. That makes me mad all on its own. I've been surrounded by family who just genuinely doesn't want to help you. Like, that doesn't want to see you succeed. Their stories are told so much better if you're suffering. So, yeah, I had a family member, report my car, and so it got towed, and then it needed to be towed, and something needed to be fixed on that car, so I couldn't, pay to get that car back. It was literally the cost of the car to get that car back. So they took my car. They took my car from me. Family members, just I woke up one morning and my car wasn't there. Like, I'm like some intense evil eye energy. And this is the full moon of release. And if you can hear the anger outside, just resonate it. I feel like women just don't have, like, we're not giving ourselves a lot of space for our anger because we're told it's unladylike, or, you know, you don't have to do too much, you don't have to be too much. And I'm like, no, anger is a necessary part of your trauma healed journey. If you feel anger is your protection energy. That's the one that says, hey, that's not fair. Hey, we are treated better. We need to be treated better. We deserve more. So listen to that anger, give it some space, let it feel, like, find a place to scream, dude. 3, 2, 1. I had no idea, like, until recently, like, this whole last spiritual, like, awakening journey that I've been on, how healing it is to scream. Like, scream it out. Maybe you need to sing. Yeah, lovers is coming in, man. I feel that. A love who doesn't tell me that I'm too much. Ooh, it's getting real dark in here, y'all. Real dark. And humid. It is humid. It's getting hot in here. Okay, see, now where I position, it's just, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. Yeah, going on with my channeled message, family's just not being what they're supposed to be for you. I had, like, my grandmother was dying of cancer, breast cancer, lymphoma. It reached her brain when I dropped out of med school and I came back because things were happening in the family area, and I just, like, the school I was going to, it wasn't a good investment. I realized that that's just not where I want to put my money. And, it's getting so dark, dude. I am just 4 for 4. I hear the dark days are over. That's what I'm hearing. But, like, I came back, and grandma, cancer went to her brain. So she began to not recognize me at all and started calling me by the wrong name. She called me by this other granddaughter who's, you know, and grandma didn't like her as much as she liked me. Like, the pictures in her house proves who she loves more. And and so she kept calling me by the wrong name and just insisted that I was this other grandchild. And that other grandchild has crashed all of her cars that she's ever had. And so she was insistent that I couldn't borrow any of the cars, so I couldn't work because I was living on the reservation. It is like 2 hours to even, like, because there's no buses out in the desert. You're just, oh my God. It's not, like, helpless isn't the feeling. I felt angry. I felt like my anger was justified because this wasn't family, 555. Like, I felt like I deserved more. Like, I'm not a hateful person. Do you hear that? Oh my God, I'm so excited. Ah! Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, money making opportunities coming in because I need to not live around family. They don't know how to share spaces. So they, like, leave a mess all over the place. And where I'm living now, ooh, the storm is here. Oh my God, that release. Oh, I love storms. It is shaking. It is shaking a lot. Where I'm living, they don't clean up after themselves, and so then the fruit flies show up. It's a shared mutual space. So you not cleaning up after yourself, causing all these extra pests coming in, that's a everybody problem. That's not just like a you problem. You know what I mean? So when and I'm like a cleansing person. Like, I like my space to be cleansed because a cleansed space is a clear mind. It's a clearing energy. It clears the house. It makes the house spirits happy because I definitely believe that the house is a spirit that you can invoke to protect yourself and all that good witchy stuff. But these people don't believe in that. And it's driving me crazy. Yeah, and I'm like a texture type of person. So putting my bare feet on a dirty floor makes me want to scream and throw things and die. Oop, I wasn't supposed to say that word. But I don't mean that literally. Obviously, I mean that in like a neurodivergent type of way. And in my family, the men are celebrated, the women aren't. And that's why there's only 2 daughters in each generation. So there's only the other granddaughter. There's no other daughters. Thunder! Yeah, I'm hearing release a family. Or, you know, about to be released. Because that's how I'm feeling this card is going. Yeah, this is the end of family that just doesn't serve you. They're not real family. Real family, like, accepts you, supports you. They want you to thrive. They want you to do better. And this family that I've had, like, definitely does not. Definitely does not. So while I couldn't work because I was 2 hours away in the desert on a reservation and no one would let me borrow their car, no one was letting me like hitch rides with them at work. Oh my gosh, like the frustration I feel over like, if you just give me an inch, then I will figure out a way to be like self-reliant and independent. But because you won't give me that inch, and then you turn around, like the family would turn around and be like, you know, accuse me of stuff that they themselves did. Oh, the narcissism, I just can't. The emotional and psychological abuse, I just can't. It drives me crazy. So then she lost, you know, was confusing me with a different grandchild. Yeah, and I was like hungry and I couldn't eat because I couldn't, like, I had money saved up for groceries. I deliberately saved money, like, because I saved up while I was in med school, before I left med school, so I could feed myself so I could make sure. But because no one was giving me the car or letting me borrow a car, I even tried to ask like my aunt and stuff, like, I will give you $50 if you get these exact things from the Costco. And she said, no, that's just too much. You're asking too much of me. Yeah, I was asking family members. I don't believe in celebrating people's skinniness. That pisses me off. That pisses me off a lot. Okay? I lost 40 pounds, and not in a good way. And anytime I said it, they were like, but you look so good, but I'm like, shut your damn mouth. The obsession isn't to be skinny. The obsession is to be healthy. And this skinniness that I am is not healthy. I'm hungry all the time, you know, like. And I have the type of family that if I went to the grocery store and tried to go buy stuff, they would try to take my money. And I don't want money to be like a possession thing. That's not how I view it at all. But if I have $50 to go to the grocery store and I'm losing weight like crazy, I am super hungry, I've been celiac vegan, not by choice. I've been allergic since I was 16 years old. Like, I literally can't stomach meat and dairy. I can't go to the pantry and get those things, right? So if all you're eating is beans and rice, like, yeah, that's enough to, like, sustain yourself, but that's not enough nutrients for your brain to fully work and fully develop. Especially when you're going through, like, trauma and your brain's trying to, like, that's a lot of mental work that you need a lot of nutrients to put your brain together to heal from the trauma that you experience, especially mental, like, narcissism, like. And I will just never forget how 1212, that family just wasn't there for me. While they literally were, like, I've never been able to see this dude, like. That makes me mad. So I've been like, I'll tell you because I don't, I've been manifesting like a soul family and a love that 1, 2, 3, 4. It loves me and wants me fed, like satiated, satisfied. Like I want the like, hey, I'll make you something to eat. Ooh, yes, that came out. Yeah, 9 of fire. I mean, amen to that. We've been working hard on ourselves when the people around us have not. I've literally like would sat down and be like, hey, I think y'all need to do some like spiritual work, like do some like shadow work, like explore your inner child. I saw 1313, but I didn't say it. Like, your inner child needs you. I'm feeling it as a family member, and if I'm feeling it because it's trickling down in the family, 1331, like, then you need to explore that, But I said it in a way more gentle parent way. This is like my rage self. So my gentle parent way, I mean, is all bubbly, bubble gums, lots of love in life. That's definitely me, but don't act like that bubbly niceness, kindness didn't like emerge out of like tenacity because of this like anger, this anger of like, how dare you treat me this way and still say that you love me? Like, how dare you? Grandma passed. I was literally chased out of my home, 1414, for things that weren't real. They weren't real. Like, they were accusing me of things that I've never done. Because she was just mixing me up with other people. And of course, when she's vulnerable like that, people wanted to take advantage. And that's what happened. I, like, walked in to say hi to my grandma like I do every single morning. I even have her... Hold on. She gave me this mug. So every single morning I bring out this mug, and I mix my like coffee in it. She's a devout Mormon, okay? devout. But she loves me so much that she loved our morning coffee conversations. And that was what we had. And I love morning coffee conversations. There's something so spiritual about it. You have your drink of coffee, you're just gabbing away, gossiping. Oh, and she loved to gossip. I miss her so much. And anyway, and I went in and I found the family member who's taken advantage. The lawyer on the phone, because I'm a smart person. I know how a lawyer talks. I know what they sound like. You know, my parents went through a divorce. Thankfully, way too late. They should have got divorced way earlier. But when your father's a narcissist and he doesn't want, you know, he had to wait until he had a 20-something to replace her with, kind of thing. Ugh. That's what I mean. Like, I got tea, dude. Oh, that wanted to come out. Yeah, I'm just saying, celebrate the separation, this release of family. Because this is a unity card, but it's in reverse. And I'm hearing, like, this storm is here to blow the BS away. That's what I'm hearing. Oh my God. And I had to figure a lot of this spiritual stuff out by myself. So, like, my grandma was into, like, spirituality, and you know, my mom and other family members, there's only 2 sisters, right? So, but they always acted like they knew more. And I know you're like, respect your elders. But if your elders are emotionally and mentally stunted at 13 years old, then how powerful can their magic really be? If they are not doing the work and taking the spiritual journey that they need to take to forgive past versions of themselves, so then their energy's not just like, you know? Because I believe that. I believe the more that you work on yourself, the more that you're not like afraid of your past and afraid of your demons, you know, you're chilling with them. You accept yourself and love yourself so much that you no longer feel ashamed if somebody from the past is going to bring something up, right? Like that, I feel like that is so much more powerful magic to tap into. I mean, how is it not? Anyone could say anything about you and you'd be like, that's your opinion. Because I know who I am. I know my worth. I know that's not me. Like, that's powerful. But if those people aren't doing that work and they're still saying that they're, like, there's just spiritual nonsense. Like, I can't. Even, it makes me so mad. And it took me a really, really long time. And I basically hibernated in solitude, working on myself, working on like my self-confidence, so no one just comes in and destroys it, because that's what they would do. I'd be like, oh, look at me, I'm so adorable, like, look at this color, I look good, I love my nose, look at me, I'm glowing up. And they would be like, you have a unibrow. Yeah, you might be cute, but you will never be a model. Like that kind of energy. Especially from family, especially from like women family members, like that specifically pisses me off. Like, not just like as a feminist, but you know, like as a woman, you're being attacked by the women around you for you finally feeling yourself. Like, get that energy away from me. Like, I just hear Beyonce like, you can't break my soul. And I hear, even though I don't think it's in the lyrics, but you can't break my soul. And I hear, you can't steal my glow. You can't steal my glow. 1919. Anyway, I caught them on the lawyer, on the phone, manipulating my grandma's cancer-riddled mind into writing me out of the will. Me and my mom out of the will. I literally caught them. And I was just like, that's suspicious. And so I texted my mom. I said, I didn't even say like, hey, they're changing the will, even though that's what I felt in my heart. No, I said, so-and-so's here with grandma. and they're on the phone with a lawyer. That is what I said. That is what I said, word for word. And you bet your butt that family member flew at me like fucking off the handle. I've never seen this person be so nasty and so mean and so like I could feel that that's how she felt about me the whole time. 2020. But yeah, they were literally trying to poison my dogs. I was terrified to be too gone from the house because I knew they would just try to kill my dogs and harm my creatures. Like, what kind of evil sorcery, man? And they were. They I had a batch of kittens that I raised. That was such a blessing. I am so glad I got to experience that. That was so lovely. And I think they poisoned those cats with rat poisoning. So as soon as there was enough money, I packed up all the animals and my family members' animals, my mom's animals, and I was like, I'm gonna do this road trip by myself. Like, I've done a road trip by myself. Like, I can do it. And I'm so grateful for the help that came for that road trip, but I also didn't like the feeling and idea that I couldn't do things by myself. So that person helps me a lot, and I'm super, super grateful. But when you just, like, you want to be in that car. Like, I loved my car because I could turn the music so loud. I could feel it. 2022. Ooh, something about that year, honey. 22. And I just wanted to scream the lyrics. I wanted to feel the music, But then the person with you is not like that. Then you're like, And when I finally had that rental car to road trip, I was like, I finally have the car. I can finally do this. And the person asked me to do tarot, and I'm like, that's cool. I could do tarot. But then when I do tarot, and then they didn't accept my message at all, they literally ran to my mom. Then I'm like, like, each your own. You can watch all these messages that you want. But if you're asking me for advice on things, I'm going to give you a genuine answer. I'm going to tell you, you're not meant to fix everyone. Other people's business is not your own. How about you put all the energy you have into taking care of yourself? I mean, if you have kids and you have animals, I get that. That's important. That is a priority, right? But if you're just looking for drama, if you're just looking at other people's lives to get into, like, that is some level of narcissism, because you feel like you are going to save them. It has to be you. You don't trust that they need to go on this messy journey themselves. They need to hit rock bottom. They need to get spiritually slapped in the face. Some people need their mistakes. They need that failure so they can learn. If you keep going and saving people and fixing them, I hate that. Fix it. No. If you keep doing that, you're doing them a disservice, because they need to learn the lessons the way you learned them. 24. And you learned them by going on your own journey, making tons of mistakes, because mistakes are beautiful, and figuring yourself out. You're denying them the opportunity for them to wake up. I hate that. So that's what I told her. I was like, 42. I was just like, no, like, it's none of your business. Focus on yourself. You're literally finding things to be stressed about. Leave it alone. She didn't like that answer. Went to my mom, and now my mom's going to fix it. Which, I mean, that's their journey. Happy for them. Then don't come in my energy if you do not want the truth. If you want to fix other people's stuff, if you're feeling that kind of way about spirituality, off you go. Like, spirituality isn't like you can take a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, you know? So, anyway. Yeah, but so my grandma passed. Like, no one told me. It was just some Facebook posts. Fucking Facebook posts. They literally didn't want to update me, even though I was living there. And then all the family that I had are acting like I haven't been there. Like I wasn't living with my grandma. Like I didn't see her on a daily basis. Like her and I didn't have a conversation. Like, love that thunder. Can you hear it? There was lightning right in front of the window. I love it. I love the sounds of it. It's so calming, so relaxing. But yeah, that kind of like rewrite history thing, I'm just like shame on you. And I guess you didn't really want me that badly if you're talking this much nonsense. No, I recorded my family behind, without them knowing, behind their backs, so I could hear how they truly felt about me. Even though I felt in my soul, you know, my intuition, but when you've been raised by a family of narcissists, dude, who just like to spin your... No, I would never do that. What? There's something wrong with you for you to feel that way about me. Because they don't want you to trust your intuition. If you trust your intuition, then you're strong, you're powerful. Because you're unable to be messed with. You're unable to be... I'm hearing spiritually choked. Like, you will tell the message that I give you, kind of thing. That's the vibe I'm getting. Sorry for the trigger warning, everybody. This is intense energy. Intentional energy? Intense energy. Interesting. Breath of fresh air. Take a deep breath. Dude, and I have asthma. I grew up with asthma. So I'm like... Spirit, why are you making it so hard to breathe out here? Like I'm just struggling to live. Doesn't look too hard for everybody else. Don't compare your journey. As soon as I said that, I was just like, no, you don't want to say that. You don't want to say that. You don't want to say that. I don't know. Like, and of course, you know, they took all her jewelry. That was the only thing I really wanted from all of her stuff. She wasn't like a rich grandma. I mean, we lived on a reservation. She lived in this like house. I call it a shack because it wasn't up to code by any means. But it was her home. It was her home for like 13 years. And, ooh, lightning. Something coming to light. Something being brought to light. And I share this also because I'm writing a book about I'm writing a book about like I've been on such a search for family. Like I felt so alone's not the word. I felt like I lacked community a lot in my life. And I had the kind of like community where you know, your parents are doing something that's not right, and you go and tell somebody about it, and then your parents go and sweep through, change the story, say that you're crazy, you're emotional, you're dramatic, whatever. Literally screw with your name and your reputation so they don't have to be accountable for any pain that they caused. Like, and that's just been such a thing. I'm hearing it's probably a thing for you. Like, there's a reason I'm sharing my story, because you're probably going through the same thing. 30-30. I don't feel like it's personal, because I'm like, how more personal can it be versus literally writing a book about it? Like I am. I'm like, 300 pages? Like, I've been writing this book. But I got to hear how they felt about me. And it didn't, I mean, it broke my heart, but it broke my heart to be so right. It broke my heart to be like, wow, you can't be happy for me at all. Anything that I've done that I'm so proud of, you hate. You despise. You despise my glow, my energy, my everything. Anyway, but they took all her jewelry, and it's the family who hoards. They hoard past things. Like, I think of the Labyrinth, where she's like, don't you want your teddy bear? Don't you like your toys? Don't you love this room? Like, that is so them. So they took all the jewelry. They never reached out. Like, okay, no, this is what's next level crazy. They're not blocked on my phone. I blocked them on Facebook. They didn't reach out to me for my birthday, because they were so rude on my birthday, dude. So unbelievably rude. Like, and like, y'all are just fronting for the public. Because if it was meaningful to you, then we would be having a conversation. You'd be apologizing. You would be like, don't tell me happy birthday on Facebook so everyone else can see that you said it. No, who's that for? Text me directly. Especially when I'm not, like, the social media person of me is like YouTube and TikTok, which I know none of my family has. Like, it's not Facebook. It's never been Facebook. I don't even really post on Instagram. Like, Instagram I have a hard time with, because something about Meta is so energetically like, ugh. And if you're a digital marketer, you know how creepy their data mining stuff is. I mean, seriously. And then they put a freaking dating app on there so then they can find out more personal information about you. Ugh! No, Meta feels so evil to me. And I hate that you have to use it to have a business. Like, as soon as I have money, contract, anything, I will hire a social media person. 3333. And they'll take control of that, because energetically I want nothing to do with it. Thunder, 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 thunder. That song used to play for hockey games that I went to. Something about, it's ice hockey, but it's also like I'm hearing blood on the ice, like brawling. I'm hearing like young buck energy. That's how it came out. Yeah. Yeah. Like, if it helps, I mean, it helps, so I'm going to recommend it to you. Write down all the things that you're proud of yourself for. Write down all your accomplishments. And I don't mean like Facebook accomplishments. I mean like, okay, I'll give you some of mine. I did ESOL for 2 years, so I was an ESOL tutor, and I'm so proud of myself for that opportunity. Not because I like, anything surface level. It was more like I got to talk to people and was around people who weren't who weren't living the same type of life that I was. So I got to see and I got to hear, but mostly like how hard it is to emigrate into another country with a language that you can't even speak. Like English is a really hard language. It's really hard trying to explain the 3 different theirs to someone who doesn't speak, English, or, is working on their English. That's hard, dude. Like, at least with Spanish, I took a Latin class to practice my med school, so I'd be able to pick up, do it. Etymology and Latin, you should do that if you're going to do pre-med. It seriously helps so much, especially when you're like, I don't know what that word is in a test, and you can kind of like break it apart. But that I consider accomplishment. Like, I'm so proud of myself to push myself to do it. And I did it at a time where a lot of trauma was in my life. I was deathly scared of men for reasons. Like, I hate that you can't even just be open about it because of, like, the search stuff. Whatever. But, statistics and college and high school, and you all could put that together. But I didn't want to be around people, and I definitely, like, even though I was an extroverted person, I was literally like traumatized to be like isolated. And I went and I did that every single week. I sat there and I like just spoke to them, and it was so healing for me, and I'm so proud of that. So, like, accomplishments, whatever your accomplishments, write them down. I do something called a win wall. Ooh, throat clearing. Wow, massive throat clearing. I'm hearing y'all are ready to speak your truth. Seriously. I have something called a win wall, and it's a wall in my house, and every single day I write my win for the day. And so sometimes, some days, it's just like, I washed my hair, which I got long hair, and I got hair trauma, dude. Every time I cut my hair, I color my hair, I wash my hair, I just want to bawl my eyes out because I'm releasing a lot of that, like, energy, a lot of that trauma, because I'm giving that love back. Like, I was around people who weren't very patient with my hair at all, so they were just ripping the brush through, and they didn't care. And I'd be like, ow, 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 and they'd be like, you sound like a little cat, ha, ha, ha. Like, dude. So, like, some of my wins are, I washed my hair today, I deep conditioned my hair, I gave myself a hair mask, like, or I batched cook food. Like, it can be care tasks, because sometimes you need to celebrate yourself for those, because if you've never been taught how to love yourself and how to take care of yourself because you were neglected or some other stuff, those are big wins. You celebrate it. And then when I feel sad, when I'm just like, I feel like the worst person in the world, I don't understand why I'm this age and I don't have this stuff and I'm still around these same people, I just want to just blink, go somewhere else, like be teleported. Like a Nighthawk? The Nightcrawler. That's his name. Where he just like, with his little tail and stuff. Oh, I love X-Men, dude. I love Wolverine so much. Anyway, Deadpool, Wolverine. Very like Pride vibes, right? I go up to that win wall and I read them out loud to myself. And they're physical proofs, so you see all of them. Like, I did sticky notes, so I did different colored sticky notes. And it brought me out of some of the deepest depressions I've ever been in my life, where I'm just laying there and I'm so enraged and I'm like so mad and I'm so tired and I feel so spiritually sick, just like that, you know what I mean? I would look at those wins and I'd feel so much better. Like, I'd just be like, how can anyone say that I'm not it when I'm winning in all these ways, Maybe use it as an altar for yourself. Yeah, I'm like, things are turning around for you. Like, we got the lovebirds, we got the sun, and we got the miniature poodle, which is the three of earth. So 33. Threes are a sign for you. 333, 33, 33. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. I would normally be too scared to speak as much as I am. But when I tell you the some type of ill will craft, and that's all I'm going to say about it, is literally preventing me from speaking. 44. 40, 40. Wow, 44. That's a lucky number. 40, 40. Like, I write songs. I've recorded songs as a kid. My dad he wanted to be one of those white rappers. Yeah, I know. And hated when I would listen to Eminem because he's like, and I'm like, well, that's actually a white rapper that's successful. And he actually loved his daughters, and his kids. Like, so when I was young, when I was like, gosh, 10, 11, like, I recorded songs because I really loved writing songs. I was such a creative, like, that makes me mad sometimes when I think about it, how much of like just like a free soul I was. And he just would tear me apart in the recording studio, like. And this one time I did a song for school. I did one on Velocity, so I did a cover on Count on Me. And Velocity. I laugh at myself because I'm just such a delight, And that's the level you need to be in. Like, you need to love yourself that fucking much, Oh, I try not to cuss, so I'm sorry. But there was this assignment on the cardiovascular system, and we had a list of words that we needed to include in a song. And I love writing songs. I could write poems and songs like it's nothing. But like actually, like, this book that I'm writing has been like, okay, I need to write it in a way where I'm not literally saying it, but they get what I'm saying. It's a whole 42, 42. That's my lucky number. 42. My birthday is April 20th, so it's 420, but 42 is the number I reduced it to because even though it's my birthday, I can't just say that number because then people get a certain way about it. I hate that. Like, but I did this. No one else did a song for the assignment. It was one other person. And because it was about the cardiovascular system, I did it like super like gothic and vampiric. Like, I was like, my heart's right here and it's for you if you want it, but I listed all the valves and stuff and I made it rhyme. Like, you know how hard that is to do? But he played it the teacher played it publicly in class and nobody clapped. Nobody. I was like a shy, traumatized kid at the time. And so the teacher was like, okay, enough of that now. And then played the other, like, I was like, dude, you're not even going to defend me? Like, I thought he was my favorite teacher in the world, but I realized he really let me down as, like, an adult who could have seen the stuff that was going on and done something, said something, like, defended me. Ugh. Anyway, there's a lot of that, so that's a lot where my anger comes from, and I'm feeling that's where your anger is coming from, too. So we're just two pissed off peas in a pod. But then the other kid plays his song, and his dad actually took him to a recording studio. His dad had connections. So he played like this poppy, upbeat, like, song, and everybody loved it. Everyone cheered about it. Everyone was like so excited. And every time I brought up my song, they were like, "Oh, you wrote a song?" Yeah, I was like, and they even had an assembly. They had like, this was junior high, so you know, when junior high is already hard enough, and you're like they had an assembly for this guy's song, and they played that. They were like, only one person made a song for this assignment, and I'm like, one person, and they played his song, and everyone was like dancing to his song and clapping and cheering. Like, I felt like I was like, where's the camera? Like, The Office is coming up. My family loves The Office. I was a Parks and Rec fan. They were The Office fans, if that, like, explains everything, you know? So I'm like... But at that time, I was so humiliated. I was like, mad. I went home, and I was telling my father about it, and he was like, what did you expect? You sound horrible. You're a horrible singer, and your song sucks. And I'm like, you helped me make this song. And he was just like, I did the best I could. What do you want from me? You know, like, so literally no support. And I that's when I, like, stopped writing songs. It literally broke my heart, like, that happened. And I completely forgot about it until I was doing The Artist's Way. Oh, I could not recommend that book enough. I could not recommend that book enough. Like, The Artist's Way, and it came up, and I'm remembering that time. And I told, I remembered that after that assembly, the kid came up to me. And I was so mad that I literally blocked it from my memory until, like, you know, I went through this, like, shadow work process. But the kid came up to me and said, hey, I don't know why no one's mentioning your song, but I really liked your song. I get that you were kind of going for, like, an Evanescence, you know, vibe. And I was like, that was exactly what I was going for. And he was just like, even, like, I was so scared to play my song, and in playing your song, that gave me so much courage, and I really thank you for your bravery because I liked your song, and I'm surprised that I had an A in it because you actually used all of the vocabulary words that were required for this song. I couldn't remember the word, but it was like endovascular or aorta or something. Like, I rhymed those, and that kid could not figure out how to rhyme them, so he literally just skipped it from his song. Like, and he was just like, I'm so surprised that you and I got the same grade, because even though everyone likes the song, you technically did the assignment. You did the assignment completely well, and you should be having a higher grade than me. And upon me remembering this conversation through the shadow work that I did, I'm like, ain't that a sign? Ain't that a sign? Like, just because other people are getting credit for, or more attention, like, you did the full work. You're going to get farther. You're going to get that recognition. Like, and I hate when people say, like, you know, you shouldn't work to be seen. You shouldn't work to be validated or get recognition. And I get it in a negative way, but that's a human feeling. We all want to be seen. That's a human thing. You can't just tell people to not feel that way. Like, I don't think it should be out of, like, a codependency. I don't think you should be like, I need this person to see me to make me feel whole. But, like, feeling that normally, like, everyone feels that way. Like, to say that not everyone feels that way is gaslighting. It's like neural manipulation. That's what I heard. Yeah, the med school I was in chiropractic, and at chiropractic school I realized I am so much more fascinated with the human mind. And I don't mean that on a psychology level. I'm meaning that on more like a neurological endocrinologist level. But that's a story for another time. These are the cards that flew in. You got the Queen of Fire, and you got the Star. Like, don't underestimate your magic. And that's so in line with my story. Like, even though I was like, am I getting punked? Like, like, you're such a wonderful person. And I'm only laughing about that because, like, you might be in the same boat where you're just like, how come no one else, like, am I invisible? Like, how come no one else sees me? And I wasn't, like, a quiet person at all. I was not I was a shy person, but I wasn't quiet. I was loud. Like, I got in trouble for talking in classes. That was my thing, because I can talk to anybody. Anybody. That's why, like, even though I got these fancy degrees, when I look for jobs, I look for waitressing jobs. Because, yeah, sure, I could be in an office, but being in an office is a waste of my magical talents. Like, I make money by charming people. Like, in the waitress, you know, I'm like, hey, how's your day? How's it going? What can I get you? Do you need another refill? Oh, don't you just love your vacation right now? Oh, where you guys hail from? You know what I mean? Like, that energy is a lot for an office. And I'm not going to get, like, I'm not going to get extra money from, like, at least that's how I'm thinking of it, flirting or charming the people of the office, right? Where I would as a waitress. And then also you get to meet so many more people. You get to hear so many more stories. Versus in an office, you're just kind of contained. Anyway. I'm hearing there's, like, one more card left. Like, we're just, like, sheltering the storm together. It's looking like the place I'm in has so many mosquitoes and bugs. It's driving me crazy, man. This is not my house. So then I like keep hearing that over. Yep, see? It's pissing me off. Like shoe fly, don't bother me. That's all I'm hearing. See, landed in my mother. Okay. Yeah, and then after it rains, all the bugs come back out again. So when I was, like, taking my dogs earlier, it was like fighting for my life. I was like karate chopping the air. Oh, my nervous system. I'm hearing y'all need to heal your nervous system. It's more than just subliminals. I'm hearing it's more than just subliminals. If you need to take that nap, take that nap. Me, I got a lot to say. Empress is coming out. I'm hearing we're healing our mother wounds together. Yeah, the Divine Yaya Sisterhood, that movie. I would recommend that movie. If you have mother wounds, I would take it very slowly. There is a trigger warning in that movie. Not a sexual component, but it's, you know, mother's rage kind of trigger warning. Every time I watch that movie, I get so mad that I block it from my memory, and then I have to rewatch that movie all over again. And then it's like a cycle that keeps happening. But like this last time I watched it, at least it was better. I watched it right after I found out my grandma passed. And I just felt like generationally I needed to watch a movie where, see this fucking fly, you got a monitoring spirit on you. I'm hearing the past you is decaying and is being released for the new you. Oh, Lord. Yeah, Lovers. And this one would not, like, really needed to come out. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, between this and the Lovebirds, this does seem like a love reading. And I'm just hearing that, like, you don't have to shrink yourself down to be loved. You are enough for your soul family that's coming in. Ooh! It got knocked down. That was crazy. Nothing even moved. I think it just wants me to be done, honestly. Yep. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Like, be grateful for this love that's coming in. A lot's coming in all at once, but I'm hearing sugar pie, honey bun. You know that I love you. Okay. I can't help myself. Yeah. You are healing your mother wounds. You are healing and leaving behind toxic family. Allow yourself to feel angry, because that's tension, that's energy that needs to be released. That's your throat chakra opening up. Like, I feel like so many women are silenced, and you need to do whatever you need to do to release that. So a lot for me is screaming. It feels so good. I cry afterwards about how it messes up with my voice, and I totally understand that. And I like call in someone who's gonna teach me how to scream properly, the metal way. But for right now, that's all I've been wanting to do. Like, because even as a kid, even growing up, even like this dog that I'm watching growls at me. I do not like that dog. That dog is spoiled rotten. I train my dogs very differently. They also, they don't get to roam the house freely, because I believe in crating. I believe that your dog needs to know to go to a specific place to rejuvenate itself. That's what I believe. So my dogs have their own bedroom, basically. And I don't let them lay in the bed with me. Like, it's already hot and humid. There's already all kinds of bugs. The least I need is a bunch of dog hair and dirt all over me on my bed. I will go crazy. I'll lose my mind. And it just makes me want to scream into the void. But the family I'm living with don't believe in those things. So this dog literally screams, like it's like, brah, at their owner, and the owner's like, okay, and gives them a treat. And I'm like, everything's making so much sense about you as a person now, but they're gone and I'm watching this dog. And the dog growls at me when I'm petting it. I'm literally like, hey dog, and it's like, ah. And so she got this muzzle to put on this dog, and I'm staying with her and her husband. So like, her husband is supposed to put the muzzle on the dog before he leaves for work, because like, if that dog bites me, there is nobody to call to resolve that situation. My mom got in a car accident, like a multiple car collision on an interstate, and nobody answered the phone. Like, none of the family members even bothered to treat it as important and go and help her. She's been stranded on the side of the road with a flat, or the car breaks down or whatever, and there's nobody to call. And I'm in a different state, and I don't have a community, so it's like, if the dog is vicious towards me, and something happens, what am I going to do about A, this dog, and 2, any damage that it might cause? That makes me so angry. So I woke up and that fool did not put the muzzle on the dog. So now I'm playing this really annoying game with this dog. Yeah, I just think that's just negligible. It's negligent. It's just, and that's my button. That's my anchor button, because it's like, it goes back to the neglect, because I'm like, and I forgot, I didn't know. When I tell you that I've been celiac and vegan, right? over 10 years now. Like, since I was 15, 16 years old. Like, I've had these allergies. Nothing new, nothing crazy, nothing hard to flip and remember. Y'all can Google it. Like, it's when you have a computer on your phone, there is no excuse to not being able to accommodate somebody, or much less ask. You know, like when you're going over there to cook something for you, you know, you can at least ask, oh, can you write a list of the allergies that you can't have? But no. Instead, what's happened by my own parents, they literally feed me the things I'm allergic to. And they say, oh, you're so hard to deal with. They're so high maintenance. What? I've been allergic to this since I was in your house. How do you just forget your child's, like, anaphylactic allergies? You know? Like, to me, that's the same thing as this dog not having a muzzle on it. And I can't put the muzzle on the dog because anytime I touch his flippin' head, he's growling and snapping at me. So, anyway. All of that BS in your past is done. It's done. It's done. You are the Empress. You're the Queen of Fire. That's what came out, yeah. Queen of Fire. Like, that story is no longer your story anymore. It's gonna make a really good novel. I'm writing a murder mystery, by the way. You know, just to make it more enticing. Well, you know, with elements of oh, I saw the Ace of Fire right there. Ace of Fire, yeah. You are coming into some creative, I'm not hearing, yeah, creative, but I'm hearing like your creations. This new life, this new opening, this new awakening is coming in. I'm hearing like you're being adopted. That's what I'm hearing. You're being adopted by people who've been waiting their whole lives to see you. And it's coming in fast. It's coming in before you know it. Like, so take some time, take some space, scream out your rage. I'm hearing My Way. I think that's Limp Bizkit. Ooh, yeah. And Sabotage by Beastie Boys. Oh, yes, I love those songs. Itching. Your wings are coming in. Yeah, so you can take off. So you can be done with this tomfoolery, this shenanigans. Oh, I love that. If they shenan once, they'll shenan again. I love that so much. Yeah. But think through this new. Yeah, it's a creative opportunity. It's a way for you to express yourself in the way that you want to express yourself. And it's going to give you money. Financially, like they're going to want specifically you and your creativity. But make sure you read that contract. Yeah. Make sure you're not getting screwed over. I mean, I'm hearing you're highly protected. You know, but still, you've been messed around too much in the past, and we're finished with that. We don't want to get messed with again. We're not gonna get messed with again. Look at the stack of cards. Like, you, yeah, that love unreceived is being reciprocated, just not by the people you're surrounded with right now. You were surrounded by these people because you needed to know what it's like to not. Like, you needed to know what love is not, so you know what love is. You need to know what you didn't want, so you know what you do want. You needed to know and experience and go through some of your hardest heartbreaks and hardships. Because, damn, it's been hard. So if there is any foolery in your future, you're gonna be like, no, like, sorry, producer, sorry, manager, there's no way you can mess with me the way my family has. There's no way you can come into my energy and act a fool when I've already completed the boss level of my past. I know my worth. I know what I stand for. And when you have that, like, protection, that energetic, spiritual, I'm hearing, like, enlightenment, that's the word. Your spiritual gifts are going to come in. Manifesting is going to be so much easier. You're going to be so protected that anybody with their evil-eyed monitoring spirit, they're just going to be jelly. And they're going to be jelly on the sidelines. Peanut butter and jealous. That's what I heard. And that's what they get. It's not up to you to go rushing in and fixing them or trying to heal. Like, the more that you enlighten yourself, it is not your job to go back and enlighten those people. If they did nothing to make sure you were okay in your time of need, you don't have to come rushing in when they have their time of need. You don't have to. I know some people think about karma in their own way. I don't. I don't believe in karma in that way. I believe in karma like karma knows that they're gonna get their butt handed to them, right? Like, I think you can pray and say exactly how you want that butt to be handed to them. But karma doesn't work as a way to shame you and silence you for not speaking your truth and saying, no, what they did is actually super wrong and I deserve to be treated better and this is not okay. You know, karma's not like that. Karma's not trying to... Oh, I love the storm. I'm hearing the storm is gonna pass. The storm is passing. The storm is passing. I'm hearing your decay, you're shedding your skin, but I'm seeing it more like a derobe thing. Like you're just shedding all of this heaviness on your heart and on your throat, and you're scraping all that off so then your wings can come in. Like, you can't speak butterfly language to caterpillar people. That's what I heard. Yeah, I think that's it. For extra signs, I'm also getting this rare snowy owl. It's red. It's like a fiery phoenix. Your phoenix rising is coming in. I can't wait. I can't wait for you guys. I'm so excited. Enjoy this full moon today. It's a strawberry moon. So celebrate yourself in whatever way that looks like. Give you something extra good. It's really not wanting to stay there. It keeps popping off. Interesting. Yeah, I'm hearing stability is coming to smooth out all the wrinkles. So any annoyances that comes up, you're going to be able to ride that wave like it's nothing. Super excited for you. I'm wearing blue, so maybe some water energy. I'm not a water sign, but I feel like that's obvious. But yeah, I'm hearing not water sign like you might be a water sign, but I'm hearing like water sign like dream like a Pisces, ride the waves of your emotion like a Cancer, master your darkness and your shadows like a Scorpio. That's what I'm hearing. I love you all. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm Scarlet Eclipse. This is my collective. Feel free to subscribe me, and I'll see you later.